Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to talk about Sparky. Sparky is back inside Clash Royale in a big way, and it seems like a lot of people have not really caught on to just how powerful she can be right now. I mean, just look at her stats on ladder in general right now. 53% win rate, which puts her right in between the Witch and the Lumberjack, two really solid cards. But look at these use rates, guys. Only a 6.7 use rate compared to the Witch at 15%, the Lumberjack at a staggering 29%, and the Goblin Barrel at a 17%. I don't think that Sparky is necessarily super high skill cap. I just think that people haven't caught on to the fact that she's really viable for the first time in quite a while inside the game. She is no longer just a niche card, and I hope today's video with Sarac, one of the world's best Sparky players, can prove that to you guys with live gameplay over 7,000 trophies. Now, before we hop into the gameplay, let's just take a quick look at Sparky at tournament level standard, just so we can show all the stats to you guys. She is sitting in between Ram Rider and Baby Dragon, right above Baby Dragon, with a 63.4% win rate, and you can see that's actually kind of down in the last week, down almost 9%. But there's no doubt about it, Sparky with Goblin Giant at tournament level standard is a really solid deck. We'll have that on later in the week. And Sparky with Giant on ladder is a really big, strong force, dynamic duo, if you will, to be reckoned with. Now let's go ahead and enter into the main video.
For one ring, let me let y'all know one thing. There's one life, one love, so there can only be one king.
Alright guys, into the main video, jumping right into the action at 7,000 trophies, and check out our first opponent. He's part of the new guard, if you will, of 2.9 Expo Gods, none other than L. Brian from Sunshine. Gonna have him and Crafter on the channel. For all I know, Crafter and L. Brian have been playing Expo since the beginning of the game, since beta, since alpha, when it was called Scroll instead of Clash Royale. But in my mind, they're like the new, you know, you look at the old school guys like Turtwig Data and Air Surfer and Dane Gannon, who have been playing Expo forever. And then you look at guys like Crafter and L. Brian, who are just really making a name for themselves on top ladder playing 2.9. Can't wait to get those guys on the channel. But he did a good job there, L. Brian, early on, just kind of playing that offensive Expo, getting the Giant out of Sarac's hand there before he had a chance to play that Giant in front of that Sparky in the right lane. So that push kind of turns out to be nothing there for Sarac. Meanwhile, he takes some damage on his left tower. 1 minute inside the match here. Gonna go for some extra chip damage, and you know, periodically throughout these matches, one thing that you'll see Sarac do a lot is when he doesn't have a play, he just tries to bait out with Spirit Goblins at the bridge, bait out a Zap, bait out a Log, bait out a Bar Barrel, so he can be free to play his other bait cards in combination with bigger pushes later on. At the worst case scenario, he gets a little bit of chip damage, or he loses one elixir if they counter with an Ice Spirit, like that just happened there. So here we go. Left lane now, we have the Giant, we have the Sparky. In single elixir time, as you guys would guess there, we actually missed that Tesla with a fireball, but as you guys would expect in single elixir time with a beatdown deck like this, 3.6 average elixir cost, we're going to be rather timid, we're going to be rather conservative on offense. Want to see what the opponent is playing. Obviously, Sarac knows what O'Brien is playing, but you don't want to be too aggressive. It is a beatdown deck and a small spell bait deck, so it's kind of a hybrid type deck, but make sure you're cognizant of the fact that yes, it is a beatdown deck. Giant and Sparky pushes are normally going to be what's winning you these matches. So against a really good 2.9 player, let's see what he does here. Another Giant placed in front of that Sparky. If your opponent does not have Rocket, you can start the Sparky in the back instead of the Giant in the back. Just be aware, you know, Rocket's kind of making a little bit of a comeback inside the game, so you're always going to be wanting to play Sparky in front of your King Tower if they do have Rocket. Nice log there, and an emergency Tesla. Sparky takes care of the Tesla, but not a really lot of damage onto that right tower. 3180 with about 20 seconds remaining here inside this first match. Here comes Sparky left lane. We all know what's coming in front of it. It's the Giant. We have Fireball in hand, I believe, here. We could use it on the... Okay, we cycled the Fireball here. They're using the Goblin Gang and also getting the log out of the opponent's hand. He gives the oops there. I'm not really sure what he did wrong, Sarac. But we did make a connection on that left tower with a Sparky. That was a beautiful connection there. And the spectators are not too happy about it. But we do give up a lock here. It looks like maybe Indeed. Oh, the giant is down. We waste the giant and we give up a lock. We zap to retarget, but there's a Tesla already there. Well played, says Sarac, and this is going to be a very lucrative lock on that right tower. Never mind, we use a fireball here. He still has to respond to this Sparky. He does so with a log and an ice spirit. We essentially just throw away those spear goblins. So could have been worse, I guess. Could have been worse, could have been better there. But still, that one Sparky hit on that left tower, guys. Oof. Keeping us in this game, not only in this game, but in the lead so far, about 45 seconds into sudden death overtime. Here we go again, switching lanes into the same lane as the Expo. He doesn't have login cycle, but he does have Ice Golem there to stop those that Goblin Gang at the bridge. Fireball comes down, now Skeletons, Bats there for the Skeletons, Fireball comes down onside the Bats. Now we have a Sparky unchecked here at the bridge, and again, Log is in hand to push that Sparky back. So nothing again from that push. Again, Spear Goblins at the bridge here. Can he get a little bit? He got one Spear to connect on that left tower. Not too bad. And here we go, Sparky again in the right lane here by Sarac. Plays the Giant in front of the Sparky. And let's see. So you can see he's attacking the lane that's stacked up with the defensive units. Again, that fireball a little bit early. If he had waited a little bit longer, maybe he could have came through with the fireball on the Tesla as well. Either way, he decides to attack the weak side tower with a minion horde. Baits out a couple spells or a couple cards out of the opponent, but no damage again here. Only a $120 remaining inside this match here, guys. So Sparky this time does not connect to that hidden Tesla, and this time Sparky played in front of the King Tower, left lane, weak side tower. Giants in hand, Giant is played. Here we go. About 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining here. Again, Goblin Gang baiting out that log in the right. We have the Spirit Goblins for the Skeletons. We have the Bats on the Tesla. Sparky takes out the Ice Golem. Ice Spirit is down. Minion Horde is down. Is Fireball in hand for the opponent? Zap the tower. Zap the tower to get it off the Sparky. We get a little bit of minion damage, but O'Brien was able to Fireball there. Only 45 seconds left. We can't start with a draw. We can't start with a draw. Here we go. Expo is down in the right lane. Sparky, we have Giant in hand. 5 elixir. We give up the lock on that Expo, though. Where's the Giant? We decide not to play a Giant at all there, but giving up a ton of damage in that right lane. Ooh, maybe a misplay there. He zaps too. 963. I thought he probably should have just went all in there. But, you know, I don't know. I think it's probably going to be a draw here, guys. No! Could we lose via the spell cycle? Here it goes. It's Giant Minion Horde. I think he can spell cycle us out here, guys. Fireball comes down on the right tower. Log comes down. He gives the thanks. The Bia. 1 HP! 1 HP on the tower. He gave the thanks. He gave the thanks to the one hit. Oh, man. What a way to start the video. He gave the thanks. 1 HP. Oh, man, dude. Wow, what a way to start. What a way to start. Let's go to the next match, guys. What can I say? Woo! Still reeling from that last match, guys, but we're inside the next one against no one. So another formidable opponent here in the second matchup. No one sometimes runs bridge spam, but it looks like not today. He starts out with a mortar and a bar barrel, starting out things hot here. Sarac plays a Sparky into the bar barrel. We don't take any damage, but we used a lot of elixir defending there. Look at that, 6, 8, make it 11 elixir compared to only, well, 9, so not too bad. A Dark Goblin is down here. We have to respond to that as well, and his Spear Goblins played in the right. I still can't get over that last match, guys. I was screaming so loud. Oh my god, dude. That was not good. Not that any of you guys care, but my studio that I rent out, that I record my videos in and stuff, is on top of a doctor's office. Like, I have the top floor of a building, and on the floor below me, the third floor, I'm on the 4th floor. The 3rd floor is just doctor's offices below me. So I can only imagine, like, yes, I'm sorry you have herpes, sir. And I'm just like, yes! Yes! Okay, maybe that was a bad example, but you guys get the point. So I apologize. Maybe I'll buy them coffees or something. I think I will. I'll buy everybody in the doctor's office coffees, but just wasn't expecting the 1 HP finish there. Anyway, I apologize, but that was a little bit too excessive there, Ash. Calm down, bro. All right, so we actually take a lot of damage here starting this next match off, actually halfway into this match here. But Dark Goblin goes against that Giant, and then we have the Goblin, Spirit Goblin is down. However, good defense there by No One. You can see why No One is such a good player, playing very aggressively at the beginning of this match, realizing that Sarac probably does have the advantage when we go into double elixir time. Remember, this type of deck, Sarac's deck, is not only one of the best 3-crown decks inside the game, but it's also one of the better double elixir time decks. So even if you're down damage early on in these matches, do not panic. You can always make the comeback. And as I was looking into the camera, We took a ton of damage in the right tower. I have no idea how, but suffice it to say, it wasn't good. So a Rascals and Mortar played here in the left lane aggressively. Notice there's no big spell, though, in no one's deck. All he has for direct damage to towers is just the snowball. Here we go. It's going to be snowball down. Dude, he wasted his snowball. We attack with Minion Horde immediately. He used a snowball there, I think, maybe predictively, thinking that Sarac was going to Minion Horde at the center there. That was not the case. Minion Horde goes on to take down that right tower. We lose our right tower, and we're still at a pretty big disadvantage. Probably going to be going into sudden death overtime again here. God, I'm going to have a heart attack this video. But it looks like we have a really big elixir advantage here. Let's see what we can do. Down a lot of damage, though. So bats, a giant, and a Minion Horde played a little bit off to the right, baiting out that snowball again. Now we have a Sparky and a giant. Are we gonna zap the tower? We do. We zap the tower there. Sparky's still alive. Minion's getting tons of damage. Sparky's down. Doesn't matter. 11 seconds into sudden death overtime. Another come from behind victory. Very well played there. Match number 2. Let's go into match number 3. How can this video get any better, guys? Currently 70-80 trophies, just in case you're wondering. All right, guys, here we go. Against Blade Wing from Rengo Gaming. Man, that first match, that was so good. All right, Spirit Goblins here. Obviously, his go-to starting play. Bats to respond to this Bandit. Zap also use. Don't want to take that Bandit charge. Looks like we're going against some sort of a bridge spam deck, but you really never know because Bandit's kind of everywhere right now. But now that we see the Dark Prince, I'm going to play it for the PEKKA Dark Prince Bandit deck, which is still better than ever right now inside the meta. Baby Dragon, yeah, it's that deck. So getting around the Baby Dragon is probably going to prove to be a little bit difficult here. Of course, Baby Dragon takes out, what, 4 of the 8 cards inside our deck. Goblin Gang, Spirit Goblins, Bats, and Minion Horde, so we have to be aware of that and try to take advantage when Baby Dragon is out of cycle. They also have Barb Barrel, as we just saw right there. So let's see how Sarac plays this matchup. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have the matchup advantage, but seeing as how they do have the PEKKA, probably an E-Wiz as well, and Baby Dragon and Poison. Okay, Lightning, yeah, I'm gonna give them the matchup advantage here. So let's see if we can come away with another improbable victory in this third match. So Sparky almost dead, clinging on to life. We actually decided to go ahead and support her, maybe baiting out a Bar Barrel here, and then we can attack with, you know, okay, here we go. E-Wiz is down indeed. And Minion Horde, does he have anything for the Minion Horde? No! He has Lightning, which he doesn't have Fireball or Poison, so we're able to take advantage of that and take that right tower down. Despite the deck having a lot of responses, a lot of answers to what we have, we're still able to connect there on the right tower with not even into double elixir time yet. We have the tower advantage. Sarac just eating. Obviously, the giant eating is his favorite emo. We have Sparky there defensively. Meanwhile, Giant Sparky on offense there, and E-Wiz comes down. Minion Horde on defense. After the Baby Dragon latches onto our left tower is now down. We have Bats to respond to that E-Wiz. Can the Bats take down that E-Wiz? Yes, they can. And we don't get a connection there. So all of a sudden, just like that, I don't know. It's really anybody's game here. 19 seconds remaining here in regulation. A giant in front of that Sparky. Sparky one-shots that bandit. Boom. Now we have a giant and a Minion Horde coming down the lane. Remember, lightning in the opponent's deck. We're going to try to take down this Baby Dragon. We even zap the Baby Dragon. That was a beautiful zap on that Baby D, keeping those Spirit Goblins and the Minions alive. And now we're back to another giant inside the pocket here, guys. Already into double elixir time, but it's, or excuse me, sudden death overtime. One hit. Make that... Okay, Fireball comes down, 773 remaining on the tower. What another nice comeback here by Sarac, but can he take the tower down? Let's see. 20 seconds into OT, Spirit Goblins at the bridge. Dark Prince in response, Sparky in right lane here for Sarac. That's going to protect that right lane from, you know, basically anything the opponent can throw at them, you know, Ram Rider especially, right? So here it comes. Minion Horde played into the PEKKA here. Baby Dragon played on top of the PEKKA as well. Another zap down, just trying to get a little bit more incidental damage there is Sarac. Now we have we know E-Wiz is coming in the right? We know E-Wiz is coming. So we played the Bats and the Spirit Goblins ahead of time. We got one shot. We got a Giant on the King Tower, guys. This is going to be a 3-crown, I think, guys. Giant is still at half health. There it is. Sarac pulls off another 3-crown, or the first 3-crown, I think, of the video. Either way, hey, 3 in a row. Let's go for 4 in a row here, guys. Be right back. All right, guys, here we go. Against the opponent, who I can't say their name because it's in Mandarin. So we're going to start out with Spirit Goblins at the bridge. Did I mention the Spirit Goblins at the bridge? An ideal first starting play. Yeah, I think that's going to be what you guys want to do to start out these matches. So bats here, split in the back. I personally am not a huge fan of splitting bats in the back, but I am nowhere near the player that Sarac is. I just feel like they never give you any value. All they really do is kind of clog up the lane. But anyway, here we have a giant and a minion horde. Uh-oh, trouble coming in. We don't have Fireball in hand. Obviously, we just used it. Sparky's going to do some work there defensively. Zap also down. We're going to take a decent... Wow, freeze! Ooh, maybe a bit of a premature secret weapon there from the opponent. And wow's coming down from Sarac. I am also kind of surprised. You don't see much freeze in the arena nowadays. Hey, good time to give a quick shout out to Team Outplayed, which is Sarac's competitive esports team. And he wanted to give a shout out to 3 of his friends, Arcan, Marconi, and the Wild Proco. I think that's how you say his name. I apologize if I butchered that, but a huge shout out to those guys. And here we go. Of course, Sarac from Serbia as well. But we connect for a ton of damage again on that right lane there. Obviously, just kind of here's the thing about freeze, right? And look at the deck the opponent's playing. It's like fireball bait galore with the freeze spell. I kind of like it in a weird way. I kind of like the deck. It's kind of, I feel like any freeze deck can just be super strong. It's balloon too. Oh my word, man. Oh my word, and arrows. All right, so we might lose our right tower here. We do have bats in hand. We opt to go ahead and use them with the giant. Probably a smart move. So it's kind of a tower trade situation. Of course, a zap. We're going to need a fireball to finish off that. Oh my god, we finished off the left tower there. Did he not have enough elixir for barbarians there? Wow, this could be another 3 crown. Here it goes. Giant Goblin Gang, Spirit Goblins. Finally, barbarians are played by the opponent. We're not going to get the King Tower down. Let's see if they can make a big counter push here. Remember, Giant Loon in the pocket is probably coming, right? When you go against Giant Loon, that's pretty much what they do. No, I stand corrected. Giant Loon in the lane instead. Want to kind of get around that. Sparky obviously does the opponent. Arrows come down, but 2 bats survive. Looks like we're going to lose our left tower here, guys. No, maybe... No, how did we not get a balloon hit there? That was crazy. Either way, 1890 remaining on our tower, 20 seconds left. Now you know what's going to come. It's going to be the pocket play. He has arrows in hand. He also has freeze. Let's see if we can withstand. Oh, the preemptive minion horde. Beautiful minion horde there. Bats on top of the 10-second counter. Arrows come down, but the arrows are late. 5 seconds remaining. Feel the heat goblin emote coming out of the opponent. And there it goes. A little BM fireball there too for Sarac. Guys, hope you enjoyed this gameplay. We're going to end it there. He must be at 7,100 trophies here, guys. And heck, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay as much as I did. This guy is an absolute beast with Sparky. Really enjoyed this one. Even that first match, man. Jesus, that was insane. I apologize to all the people watching below me in the doctor's office. Okay. Who am I kidding? No one's watching me below me in the doctor's office. But guys, thanks so much to Sarac for joining me on the channel. Check out his player stats and profile. Thanks to statsroyale.com. You can see that information in the description below. Thanks to all of you guys, my most loyal of my loyal viewers, watching till the very end of the video. I really appreciate it, guys. Huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information in the description below, along with the deck link. Thanks for watching, and as always, take care, guys.